good day. This. Welcome to the guide for how to use a website. My name is Nordin, and I'll be taking you on how to make use of your websites. First of all, we need to log into the dashboard, to the back side of our website. So to do that, all we have to do is to go to the back end of the website, which is Europe2ghana.com/login. So this is the link for you to make use of to get into the dashboard of your website. So press enter to go there. So now I have these accounts created already. So for one of the admins to use. So the name is Ismail and the password. So the credentials of this website will be sent in a different media. So um so let's log in, and we are in the dashboard now. So now let's now when you log in, you see the first page. I'm going to, by the time the website is ready properly, I'm going to remove the this section that you saw right now. So it's going to be replaced by a proper guide to the proper content for guiding you on how to use the website. So now this is a dashboard, and one of the pages that you can have access to here is the insights. So here is where you can, see, here's where you see the analytics of your website, to see the traffic, what's going on the website, how many people are visiting, all those kind of fun informations, you know. So, yeah, for this, we're making use of a plugin called Monster Insight. So this is the free version. So I'm not using the pro version here. So, which of course means that the features are limited. Sorry about that. So now this is the free version. So, but despite it being free, it still shows a lot of information about what's going on in the website, and that's cool. So now basically what I'm going to be focusing on this tutorial here is basically how you can add products onto the website. So to do that, we can see that on the dashboard, we are on the left hand side of the website, we of the dashboard rather, we have the menu called products. So now one thing you should observe, one thing you should take note of here is that when you place your cursor on any of the items, if the item has some submenus underneath it, when you click on this item here, it is the same thing as the first item under its submenus. So when I click on products, it's the same thing as me clicking on all products. So the way they've designed it, this is WordPress. So they've kind of designed it in such a way that the first submenu is always the same, is always linking to the same page as the parent menu. So this all products is going to the same page as products. So whichever one you click, you are going to the same page. So now let's go and see all the products we presently have on our website. So we presently have some dummy products, so just to play around with the layout and make sure that the website is not empty. So by the time this tutorial is out, you might be seeing empty, like you might be seeing nothing, or even possibly I might even just leave it so that you can delete them yourself when you are ready to add products into the website. That's the actual product. So now this is the list of all the products. You can see the interface. It's kind of well detailed, So now you can, as we're looking at all this list here, we can do a lot of things from here. We can add new products, of course. We can import. Let's say maybe you already have an existing website before, or maybe you have a website from, let's say, maybe Shopify or Etsy or different kinds of, all those e-commerce platforms. So you can easily export your products from there and import them into your website here, or you can even export your products here and import them into these different platforms so that you can always have a synchronous what's it called, the product synchronized across all platforms. Now, so when you place your cursor on one of the products here, one of the things you observe is that some menu options, some new options pops out, you know, to tell you that you can do series of things with this particular product. Now you can see you can edit, you can quick edit. Now there's difference between edit and quick edit. So there are subtle differences. I'm going to explain that in a bit. Then you can delete your product, of course, and then you can preview to see how it's going to look on the website. Then you can duplicate, of course. So you can just duplicate this product in case, let's say maybe you have two different products that have similar, characteristics. So maybe it's just some little differences that are there. So you can just duplicate sort of you starting afresh and adding new ones. So these are the things that you can do. Now, another thing that you should pay attention to here again is that if you look at the first two items here, they are having drafts appended to their names. So what that means is that they are not published. Now, if you take notes at the top here, you see that we have all, which is saying we have 36 products on this website. That's at the back end, but only 34 are published. So, which makes sense that these two guys are drafts. So, and what it means is that they are not visible on the website. So now from your dashboard, you can actually go to the website. That's the publicly available part of your website. So by clicking on this Europe2ghana option there, or you can even just click on visit menu. Remember what I said here, that whenever you click on, well, if the parent menu has sub menu, the parent element is always linking to the same page as the first item in the sub menu, right? So when you click on this or you click on visit site, you are going to the same place. Okay, so now let's put this in a new tab so that it doesn't affect what we're seeing here. Now, when you come to the home page here, right? Okay, so then we can go to the shop from here. Now let's go to shop. Okay, still loading. All right. So now, if you look at this here, by the time you calculate everything that is here, it should be equivalent of 34. Yeah, 34 products in total. So, which is the same thing as what we are seeing here. 34 products are published. That is what I just want to point out there, right? So now we have two products that are not published. And the reason for this might be that, let's say maybe you are working on the product, you've added it, but the information is not complete yet. Let's say maybe you don't have the image, or maybe you are still, maybe your graphic person is still working on the image, or maybe you are somebody is still working on the description, or maybe you have not concluded on the price, stuff like that. So but you want the product to be on the website so that you don't forget to add it later. So you can just add it but don't publish it. So there's and even if the product is already published, you can actually bring it down by by changing the status. All right. So I'm going to be talking about that in a bit too. So now we've seen all the products. We've seen that we can do series of things, with each of the products. So now let's start with adding a new product to our website. So now to do that, I can click on add new here, or I can just come to the left hand side here and click on add new here too. So they both go to the same page, right? So let's click on add new, and it opens up a page for us with a lot of fields to fill so that we can fill in different information about our website. So now, without wasting much time, different fields, everything here basically they are mostly self-explanatory. Okay, so you know so now on a quick one, let's this one is saying the product name, obviously. So now let's come to this shop page here, right? So now you can see we have the name of the product, and we have the image, and we have the name, and we can see that, okay, from here we can see, we can find more details about the website, about the products by clicking on more details here. So when I click on more details, so let me open it in a new tab. So here you can see more information. You can get more information about this product. Okay. So now you can see we have the long description, you can see all these informations and what have you. So now when whatever I type here in the product name is what's going to show as the product name here. Okay, so you should take note of that. So let's say we want to add a new product. Let's call it Meccano generator 10 kV or 10 kVA. Okay, so then let's say now the next thing is for us to add product description, like to describe the product. So now one thing about WooCommerce here is about WordPress here is that we have two different descriptions, the long description and the short description. So for this first one that you're seeing here is for the long description. Okay, so which the way I've designed the website, okay, right? So what I did here is that without so that you won't be bothered about, coming up with two different write-ups for the same product. So what you have to just do is whatever I write here, okay. So let's look for a filler text. So I'll go to a website called Lipsum. All right, lipsum.org. So just to get some dummy text to use, sort of me trying to write some things meaningful. So generate. Now let's just make use of this guy. So now the way I've designed this place here is such that you should make sure that your write-up is not too lengthy. Okay, so that this part here is not going to look so clumsy, right? So down. So now what I have to just do is just copy and paste whatever is here and come down, and you see another section here called product short description. So just paste it there, right? So we have the same thing in both sides. It's as simple as that. So now the next thing that I'm going to talk about here is that now we have this option of the product status, based on the discussion we had, whether the product is going to be a used product or a new product. So we can add that here. So to just symbolize that whether it is new or used, like for example, if you look at it here now, you can see everywhere is showing used like that. So the default option, so if you don't select anything here, it's going to default to used, right? So if the product is going to be is a new product, all you have to just do is select new, right? So let's say this is a brand new generator. Okay, so that is what this stuff is saying, that this is a used product. And what if the item is selected to be new, it shows that the product is a new product. Now that is that. Then the next step, so now we're supposed to fill this section here, but I'm going to come back to this section in a bit. Now the next thing we should talk about here is the product image. So this, we have product image and we have product gallery. They are two different things, but they're similar though. Now for product image, what this one means is it is the representing image for the product, right? So when you come to this archive page, as the shop page on the website, so this image that you are seeing for this product, it is whatever you fill here to this product image that is going to be shown here. So which means that this image, whatever you select here, is going to represent um this particular product. Okay, so then for product gallery, what this one means is that in case, just like in every other e-commerce platforms, we can have multiple images for a product so that you can see different size of the product, or maybe to just to give different information about the product. So that is what the product. So this part here allows us to add multiple images, while this product image only allows us to set just one image. Okay, so now let's add a product image. Okay, now um I Now on this section here, on this box that is showing here, we have two different tabs, right? So and we have upload and media library. So this first tab, what it's saying to us is that in case you don't have the image already uploaded to the website, you can just find an image on the internet, and then upload it here, right? So if you already have the image, can just come to the media library, right? So that's what it means is that it's going to show you the list of all the images that is already on the website, right? So and then if the image you want to use is already there, you can just pick one of it and use. Okay, so now let's assume that the image that we want to use is not already on the website. Okay, so now I've made a separate video for explaining the different series of process that we need to take to to optimize whatever image that we are bringing into the website. For example, two things has to be done. One is that there are some images that we need to remove the background. Let's say maybe the background image that is there, maybe from the source that we got it from, or maybe where we snap the picture. It doesn't really look professional. So we want to remove some background. Maybe the background is kind of rough. So there are some tools that we can use to do that, to remove the background from the image. Very, very simple, right? And I have a video separately for that. So I'll provide the video to that topic too. Then the next step is to optimize the image also in terms of size. So what I mean by that is let's say you have an image and the picture is about, let's say for example, the image is about, let's say this picture for example now, okay, it's kind of deleted. Now let me go online and search for African Kettle. I just did that recently. So there's an image that we'll see, for example, this image here, right? This image right here is about 3.8 megabytes in size. All right. So yeah, let's okay. So let's just put it here and let's call this one Kettle. Now, if you look at this picture here, it's an AVIF file, right? So what it means is that it's a new type of file format, that is becoming trendy on the internet, especially for websites, right? So it tends to make your a file to be very, very light. Okay. So what it means is this. So if you look at this picture now, for example, right, it's just 245 kilobytes. Now, this 245 kilobytes. Now let's now say we want to remove this background image. By the time we finish removing the background image, in the video session that I talk about, I'm going to explain everything. I'm going to use this same picture too. So to you know to remove the background. And by the time we finish removing the background, the image will have increased in size, and we can't just make use of that size like that on our website, because it's going to slow down our website. And what it means, if you use a heavy image on your website, it wants to load, but it will take longer time. Let's say maybe on this particular product, you added like 10 different products, 10 different images for the product, and each of them is like 2 to 3 megabytes. Let's say 3 megabytes per picture times 10. That is 30 megabytes. So if the user is using a very slow internet connection, and even if the user internet is even fast, it might affect the person's data usage, because if the person is using a metered internet, then it's going to really use being on your website is going to be expensive for the person. So especially if the person is viewing through so many image and so many products, and before you know, the person is using gigabytes of data just by visiting your website. So our job is to make sure that we reduce the file size to as low as possible without reducing the quality. All right, without reducing the image quality. So there's a separate video that I'm going to explain that aspect and the different tools that we're going to use for that. So now I'm just going to focus on picking a picture randomly here. So let's just use this picture, right? And then set product. So this is now going to be the product image. Now, always remember that before you add any product to your website, always make sure that you pass through the optimization phase. in the video that I'm going to link to. Right, so it's very, very important. So because if not, you just find that people are complaining that your website is always slow, and that is one of the big factors, you know. So now let's add more product gallery, right? So this image I was selected now is going to be the image to represent our products. Now the next step is now going to be to add product gallery. So then now in this case here, I can select multiple images. Now for me to select multiple images, I can just click here and click here and click here and click here. You can see it is only picking just one image at a time. So what we can do is to select multiple images. I can just say when you click on the first one, there is press your control button down, just like the way you select multiple files on your Windows system. If you are using Windows system, so you click on, you press down control and select, so that way you can select multiple images. Okay, this is a duplicate image. So and let's select this one too, right? So don't mind me, I'm using random pictures. So, but in your own case, you have to make use of, of course, similar images for the product. So now the next thing is to now add category to put your product under a particular category. So if you look at it currently now, we can see we have all these categories created. You can easily add new category by just saying, let's say, you can see just by clicking add new category, and you have the option of adding a new category. But I'm not going to do that because there's a more robust way of adding category to your website, to your, to your e-commerce platform. So I'm not going to add a new category right here. So now we can just select. It's always best to not add category from directly from a product page like this. So just select. So let's say maybe this product we want to put it under the category of what should we put it under? Okay, let's put it under tools and equipment. So and mind you, you can put your product under multiple categories. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so it makes it such that if the person select multiple categories, they can always see the same product in different categories. So now the next step is now let's come back to this section which I jumped over before. Now, what this part is saying is this is telling us that we can, we can specify the type of products that we have. Is it a simple product, a group product, a variable product, or external affiliate product? The two that we're going to be focusing on is simple product and variable product. All right. So simple products, as the name implies, is just a simple product with no variations. So it doesn't have different variations. Let's say maybe generator is it 10 kVA. Like like in this name of this our products here, you can see we wrote 10 kVA, right? So it is possible that maybe we want to just put multiple Meccano generators, or maybe let's say Meccano silent generators. So now you can just say Meccano silent generator without actually saying whether it is 10 kV or 2 kV or 1.5 kV. So you can just put it like that. So the person might now select it. So that is going to be a variable product. But if it's going to be a simple product, we could just say Meccano generator 10 kVA. All right. So this way we can easily say this is a simple product. So let's start with simple product. Now, for a simple product, of course, it's just one product, no variation. So we just have to just add the product, the price. So let's see. Now, for this place here, we have two options. And we have two fields rather, regular price and sales price. So what regular price means is that the on different e-commerce platform where we have where we see things like where it appears as if they are doing promo, you know, like Black Friday period, and all those festive periods too. So let's say maybe the product you want to sell it for, let's say $200, right? So you want to now make it appear as if you're giving them discount. So you can now say the original price supposed to be $300, or in this case £300. But the the sale price for now is $200. It's kind of like a way of making them feel like they are getting something cheaper, you know. So it's one of the trick of marketing that is being deployed recently. So that's that. So when you're done, all you have to do is to just come here and click on publish. But if you feel like maybe you're not done with the details about the website, or maybe you just don't want to make it go live yet, so you can just click on save drafts. So you sort of publish, right? So this is going to save whatever you've added here, but it's not going to be live yet, right? So you can see here it's saying product drafts updated. Now, but in this case now we are done with it, right? So every information is complete. So you can just click on publish. Now, one thing I need to call your attention to here is that whenever you are specifying the regular price, the regular price should always be higher than the sales price, because there are sometimes when you might mistakenly put the same price, or maybe the regular price might be lower. It can cause some problem, you know. So always make sure that your regular price is always higher, even if it is just by one digit. It should always be higher than um the sale price. Okay, so now let's click on products. Let's click on publish rather. So just to make the page go live and the product go live, so you can easily see it on our website, and everybody too can also um, have access to the products and make orders, right? So the product is now live. You can see product published. So now we can view product. So let's open it in a new tab, and then you can see the product is live, right? So that's brilliant. So you can see, so yeah, the product is live. So that's it. Now, when we want to talk about, I think the next thing for me to talk about is the variable product. Now, so since we've seen what the simple product is, now, okay, I lest I forget, I observed something here now, which was a mistake on my part though. Sorry for that. Now, this section, if you look at it, you can see that what is here is still the same thing as what is here too, right? So always make sure that um the short description is always smaller than the long description. So don't just copy and paste as I said before. So so let's say maybe the long description is having like 5 paragraphs. So you can just make the short description have just like 1 or 2 paragraphs, just to make it shorter. So then click on update. So you can see what I just did now is editing this product. So I've already published it and I'm editing it. So once you make any changes to your website and to your product, always click on update. It's very, very important. So let's come back here and refresh and let's see what happens. So you can see, so you can see, so the short description is here and the long description is right here. So that's that. So now let's talk about the variable products now. So this one here, if let's say maybe, as I said before, you want it to have different variations. So we'll see what that means in a nutshell. So let's click on variable products. And now you can see the option here has changed like instantly. So now after selecting variable products, the next thing you have to talk about here is attributes. So you click on attributes tab, and then here you can then specify different attributes that builds up the variations of the product. So now let's say, for example, we want to talk about the output, right? Okay. So for here now, the different values that we want to make use of by, let's say, 1 kVA, 2 kVA, 1.5 kVA, 5 kVA, 10 kVA, stuff like that. So different values, like each of the values should be wrapped in quotation mark. It's very, very important. So we'll say 1 kVA. Now you separate each value not by comma, not by dash, but by something we call pipe. So it's a straight line like this. So to type it, you should press your shift button and the backward slash button. So most of the time on most keyboard is always the button on top of your enter keyboard, or it's somewhere around your enter keyboard. You can just look for it. So pipe. So you separate each value by pipe. So 1 kVA. So let's say 1.5 kVA pipe. Let's say 3 kVA, and let's say 5 kVA. Oh, and then 10 kVA, right? So now always make sure that these two items are checked at all times. So in case you mistakenly uncheck it, always make sure you check it to be checked, right? So how that makes sense. Now you are not just limited to just only one attributes, okay? So let's say we want to say save add. So after adding that attribute, you can just save it. Then you can even add more attributes. So let's say maybe we want to say for the generator, we want to say um let's say we want to say the size, like let's just say size, you know, whether it's going to be small size, you know. So here we now say small, right? So maybe it's kind of a mini generator or something like that. So let's say um let's call this on portable, or let's call this on mobile, whatever. So let's say the next one should be um let's call it large, you know, or let's say heavy duty. Yeah, let's call it heavy duty. So you see, so you can have as many attributes as you want, but the thing is that you should be very, very careful about how many attributes you are creating, because by the time we go to the next step, you will see what this thing is doing for us. So now, after setting any new attribute, you always make sure that you save the attributes. Then the next step, the next step will now be to click on variations, and then what you need to do here is click on generate variation. So, and this pop-up, we should just click on OK. So, and then it does its magic, and you can see 15 variations has been added, right? So you can see now these variations, you can now set different prices. You can set different prices and different information for each of the products variations. Okay, so let's say for this one now, you can set the price. So remember when we talk about the regular price and the sale price. So let's say maybe this 1 kVA, I want to sell it for $200. The regular price is 200, but we are selling it for 150. Okay, this is the actual price, right? So you can even specify the weights here and different other information, but I'm not going to bother about that for now. So then, okay, let me quickly fill up all these ones, and then you can also select specific image for each of the variations, to represent each of the variations. So let me just use this picture for example. Let me just use this one to serve as the representing image for this variation. So you can see what it means here is a 1 kVA small, 1 kVA mobile, 1 kVA like that. So you get, so then let me just fill up this information. So let's say this one will now be ideally supposed to be 220, but we are giving it out for $160. So Um, so now you get the idea here, right? So I'm just going to fill up just three, and I'll delete the remaining ones because I don't have, I will not want to make this stuff too long. Then for this one, let's say, let's make this one. Okay, let me fill up for 3 kVA, right? I'll just say, okay, let me just quickly say um 300. I'll just say $300, and then let's say I'm selling it for 250, and then that's all. So then I can quickly delete these two guys. So you can see, so you can delete whatever variations you don't want. Okay, and then let's delete this one. This one does not even have price there. I can't see it anymore. All right. Oh, okay. I hope I've not. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's delete every other one. All right. So now we've seen how to add all these different variations, and you can easily do all the editings there. And when you're done, just click on updates, of course. So, and then the product is live. So now here,